Hey, agency owners, wanted to talk to you today about a client that was able to secure $3 million of revenue in just 90 days of working with us. And wanted to walk you through some of the components that they implemented in their sales process to allow for that to happen. They already had a fairly decent lead pipeline, a lead generation piece of the business. What they needed to figure out was actually how to convert those leads into sales. So one of the things that we did with them, we did a number of things with them, but one of the things that we did with them that really helped being able to bring prospects further along in the sales process was we helped them with their capabilities presentation. The vast majority of agencies, when I start first working with them, they've got these really long capabilities presentations that are 30, 45 minutes, sometimes even an hour long, that are 50, 60 pages long, even 30 pages. The vast majority of them that I would suggest should be 10 to 15 slides long and shouldn't be any more than 10 to 15 minutes of length in time. So I wanted to walk through the different stages of a capabilities presentation and how you should actually be laying yours out so that you can keep prospects engaged and interested throughout that capabilities presentation. So the first piece that that you should be talking about in your capabilities presentation, I'm going to need a bigger pen than that so you can actually read what I'm writing. The first piece that you want to be looking at in your capabilities presentation is your offer. I want you to think about your offer in you talking with a friend at a barbecue, and you're going to be able to explain in 2 to 3 minutes exactly what it is that your agency does and have them fully understand. This is going to be someone that does not understand the industry, does not understand anything about what you do, and you're able to explain it and they say, aha, I got it. And if you're not able to do that in that 2 to 3 minutes, you need to go back to what your offer is and make sure that it is very clear and concise and that they can say, oh yes, that's me. And that sounds like something that I could utilize. The second stage in it is authority. So typically speaking, this is presented in a client wall or some awards, things like that. But you want to be able to have the prospect understanding that they should be listening to what you have to say. Throughout this sales presentation, throughout this conversation that you're going to have with them, that they care to listen to what you have to say. And if you have not established your expertise and your authority with them in that initial phase of the sales process, they're going to have everything that you say from that point on is going to have less weight. And it's extremely important that they believe what you have to say and really believe that they need to listen to what you have to say. The next stage is your services. Just having them understand fully what it is exactly that you're doing should really, realistically speaking, should just be able to be listed in one page. You shouldn't have that many services that it takes a really long time for you to be able to outline. Just one slide that describes what it is exactly that you're doing so that they have an understanding. Are you a social media agency? Are you a creative agency? Are you a digital agency? UX, UI, what it is exactly that you're doing to make sure that they fully have an understanding of what it is the services that you offer. The fourth stage is your process. The piece that's important here is you want them to understand that you've done this before and that you can do it for them again. That you've had many clients in the past that realistically speaking were the ones that you had those learning lessons with, and that they're not going to be the guinea pig of your agency. That they are safe working with you and that you know exactly how it is that you deliver your services. It also is a great piece that allows for you to set expectations with the client and not have them actually going into scope creep, and making sure that you've defined with them, this is exactly how you work. So they're not asking you to do it the way that they want it to be done, but they're going to follow the way that you do it because that's what generates the results. The fifth stage is the case studies. You want to make sure that your case studies, typically speaking, you have more case studies in your capabilities template that you can just take out so that they're really specifically targeted towards that prospect, making sure that it's either going to showcase your work really, really well or showcase the results really well. And you want to make sure that you actually speak to it and what the challenge was, what the client was asking for, what you were able to accomplish, how you accomplished it, being able to actually speak about this. I really think that you should spend more time in the capabilities presentation in your case studies than you should anywhere else. And realistically speaking, you shouldn't have any more than 2 to 3. It doesn't take 5 case studies for you to really be able to drive home that you know what you're doing. And 6 is social proof. This is, for the most part, is in testimonials. One little tidbit is that people tend to trust testimonials that have an image. If you have testimonials, please do put an image next to it if you have an image available. Obviously, ask the person that gave that testimonial as well. But people do tend to trust someone that they can actually see their face. These are the components to a case study that we worked with that client that actually did derive that $3 million of secured revenue in 90 days. Hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Go ahead and please smash that subscribe button and reach out if you have any questions.